You are an open book, and everyone is tearing out the pages. You believe that being understood is the goal. You believe that if you just explain yourself clearly enough, if you are just honest enough, just transparent enough, then you will finally get the connection, the trust, and the respect you crave. That is a lie. It is the most dangerous lie of the modern age. Here is the forbidden truth. People do not respect what they fully understand. They respect what they cannot quite grasp. They do not value what is laid bare. They are mesmerized by what remains hidden. You know the feeling. You share an ambitious plan with someone, your heart full of hope, seeking a single word of support. And what do you get? A condescending look of doubt. A list of all the reasons it will fail. Or worse, a quiet smile, and then a month later, you see them pursuing your idea. You explain your deepest feelings to a partner or a friend, hoping for connection. And in your next argument, those very feelings are twisted and used as a weapon to prove how unstable or sensitive you are. The more you try to make people get you, the more they put you in a small, predictable box. Your transparency is being mistaken for simplicity. Your honesty is being used as a roadmap to your own destruction. Today, you close the book. You burn the pages. You become the author of a new story. A story that no one can read but you. This video is a masterclass in the forbidden art of strategic mystery. This is not about lying or being deceptive. This is about power. The power of being unreadable in a world of open diaries. We will teach you how to stop broadcasting your thoughts, your plans, and your weaknesses. And you will transform from the predictable man, who is easily read, easily managed, and easily broken, into the enigma, whose next move they can only guess, and therefore must respect. The age of your transparency is over. The age of your power begins now. First, you must understand the curse you are under. State this truth in the comments below, as the first act of breaking it. What they don't know, they can't control. Let's dissect the prison you've mistaken for a home. Let's call it the tyranny of transparency, how being authentic made you a target. The modern world worships at the altar of authenticity. Share your struggles. Live your truth. Be an open book. This is the gospel of the powerless. It is a philosophy designed to make you a better consumer, a more manageable employee, and a more predictable citizen. It is not designed to make you powerful. The dark psychology of the known. The human brain is wired to do two things with information: categorize it, and then forget about it. When you are an open book, you make this process effortless for others. They read your pages. They learn your patterns, your triggers, your hopes, your fears. They put you in a box. Here's the anxious one. Here's the dreamer with no follow-through. Here's the nice guy who can't say no. Once you are in that box, you are no longer a person. You are a known quantity, a solved puzzle. And no one is fascinated by a solved puzzle. They put it on a shelf and move on to the next one. Your transparency has not built connection. It has built their comfort. They are comfortable because they know who you are. They can predict you. And as we know, if they can predict you, they can control you. The honest person's mistake. The honest person believes that sharing everything is a sign of integrity. They believe they have nothing to hide. But this is not about hiding. It is about control. Information is the currency of power. And you have been giving all your currency away for free, every single day. You share your New Year's resolutions. You share your doubts about your career. You share the details of your relationships. You are leaking power from 1,000 different holes. Machiavelli saw this flaw in human nature with perfect clarity. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." The open book makes the fatal error of trying to make everyone experience what they really are. The strategist understands that power lies in controlling what you appear to be. Power lies in the gap between the appearance and the reality. Power is that gap. When there is no gap, when what you see is what you get, there is no mystery.
No intrigue. No depths.
No power. You are not a shallow person. But your transparency has created the illusion that you are. Today, you reclaim your depth. You reclaim your mystery. Here are the 7 sacred laws of the Enigma. These are not rules for deception. They are the principles of information sovereignty. Master them, and you become unreadable. Law number 1, the doctrine of the partial truth. This is the foundation of your new way of being. You will no longer deal in the currency of complete, unfiltered truth. You will deal in the art of the partial truth. This is not lying. A lie is a fabrication. The partial truth is a strategic omission. The predictable man's confession. So, what are you working on these days? The predictable man: oh my God, I have this incredible idea for a new app. It's going to revolutionize the pet industry. It works by using AI to translate barks into English. I've already started coding the prototype and I'm looking for funding. He has just given away his entire strategic plan in exchange for a moment of enthusiastic connection. He has exposed his idea to be stolen, his progress to be judged, and his ambition to be envied. The dark psychology at play. People do not have the capacity to hold your dreams with the same care that you do. Your complete truth is a burden to them. It invites their judgment, their fear, their envy, and their reactions will poison your motivation. The enthusiast's mistake. The enthusiast believes their passion is contagious. They think that by sharing their whole vision, they will inspire others to join them. What they actually do is invite an army of critics, competitors, and concerned trolls to trample on their fragile new idea. The Machiavellian countermove, the art of the redacted document. The Enigma treats his life and his plans like a classified government document. Most of it is blacked out. Only the necessary, non-critical information is made public. The technique in action. The attack. So, what are you working on these days? The Enigma's response: I'm exploring some opportunities in the tech space. It's keeping me busy. How about you? The effect: this answer is true. It is not a lie, but it is partial. It creates curiosity without giving away any strategic information. It communicates that you are a person of substance, but the details of that substance are privileged. And it immediately turns the spotlight back on them. The attack: how are things really going with your new relationship? The predictable man: size. It's complicated. She's amazing, but I'm worried about X, and we had this argument about Y. The Enigma's response: things are going well. We're enjoying getting to know each other. The effect: you have protected the sanctity of your private life. You have communicated that the details of your relationship are not for public discussion. This creates an aura of dignity and self-respect. The attack: what's your 5-year plan? The predictable man lays out his entire life's ambition. The Enigma's response: a small, knowing smile. To keep things interesting. The effect: this is a high-level move. It is charming, slightly arrogant, and utterly impenetrable. It communicates that you have a plan, but you are so confident in it that you feel no need to have it validated by the person asking. The doctrine of the partial truth is not about being secretive and paranoid. It is about understanding that your full story is a treasure, and you do not show your treasures to every passing stranger. You keep them in the vault. This makes the world curious about what's in your vault. And that curiosity is the beginning of your influence. Law number 2, the silence of your strength. Your greatest strengths, your most potent advantages, your secret weapons, should be exactly that. Secret. The predictable man's boast. He gets a new certification, and he immediately updates his LinkedIn profile. He makes a powerful new connection, and he name-drops them in the next conversation. He discovers a new, effective technique, and he explains it to all his colleagues. He is a peacock, displaying all his feathers, believing this will intimidate his rivals. The dark psychology at play. When you advertise your strengths, you are not intimidating your rivals. You are educating them. You are giving them a complete dossier on your capabilities. This allows them to do two things. Prepare a counter-strategy. They can now develop a plan specifically designed to neutralize your advertised strength. Avoid you. They will not challenge you. In an area where they know you are strong, they will find a different, unguarded flank to attack. Your advertised strength becomes a lighthouse, showing them exactly where the dangerous rocks are, so they can steer their ship safely around them and attack you from the dark, open sea of your unknown weaknesses. The confident person's mistake. The person with fragile confidence feels a constant need to prove their worth. They broadcast their strengths because they are terrified that people won't notice them otherwise. Their boasting is not a sign of confidence. It is a symptom of a deep insecurity. The Machiavellian counter-move, the hidden ace. The enigma understands that a known weapon is a less effective weapon. His greatest strengths are kept in reserve. They are his aces in the hole, and they are only revealed at the moment of maximum strategic impact. The tactical application. The quiet competence. You become incredibly, ruthlessly good at what you do. But you do not talk about it. You let your results speak, and you let them speak quietly. When praise comes, you accept it gracefully but briefly, and then you change the subject. You do not elaborate on your secret. The surprise attack. You allow people to underestimate you. You let them assume you have only the skills you have shown them. You operate from this position of perceived limitation. Then, at a critical moment in a negotiation, a project, or a conflict, you deploy your hidden skill. Imagine a meeting where everyone assumes you are just the finance guy. They are debating a marketing problem they can't solve. You have been silent. Then, you calmly lay out a brilliant, detailed marketing strategy you developed from your secret passion for the subject. The shock in the room is palpable. You have not just contributed an idea. You have shattered their entire perception of who you are. You have just become infinitely more powerful and unpredictable. The power of I don't know. The enigma is not afraid to say I don't know about subjects outside his core mission. The predictable man feels a need to have an opinion on everything, to appear knowledgeable on all fronts. This makes him seem superficial. The enigma's strategic ignorance on some topics makes his rare declarations of knowledge on other topics more potent. As Machiavelli might say, a wise general does not show the enemy the full strength of his army before the battle begins. He holds his elite guard in reserve and deploys them at the decisive moment to turn the tide. Your greatest strengths are your elite guard. Keep them hidden. Keep them ready. And when you unleash them, ensure it is for the final, killing blow. Law number 3, the void of emotional reaction. As we have discussed before, your emotions are your enemy's favorite playground. But the art of the enigma takes this to a new level. It is not just about not reacting emotionally. It is about creating an emotional void that unnerves and disorients your opponent. The predictable man's heart on his sleeve. He is an emotional broadcaster. Happy, sad, angry, anxious, it is all written on his face, in his tone, in his posture. He believes this is being authentic. It is being a target. The dark psychology of the emotional void. Human interaction is a dance of emotional feedback. I say something, and I watch your face to see how it landed. I adjust my strategy based on your reaction. When you give me a clear emotional reaction, anger, joy, fear, you're giving me the feedback I need to continue my manipulation. If I insult you and you get angry, I know I've hit a nerve. I will do it again. If I flatter you and you beam with pleasure, I know I've found your button. I will press it again. But what happens when I insult you and you give me nothing? Not anger, not a fake smile, just a calm, neutral, almost curious stillness. It's like punching a ghost. My feedback loop is broken. My punch has landed on thin air. I am left standing there, my own aggression exposed and awkward. The emotional void you have created is more unsettling than any counterattack. The passionate person's mistake. The passionate person thinks that a strong emotional response is a sign of strength and conviction. I'm not afraid to show how I feel. They do not realize that their passion is a fire that gives their enemy a perfect, illuminated target to aim at in the dark. The Machiavellian countermove, the black mirror. The enigma's face is a black mirror. It does not show his own emotions. It reflects the other person's emotions back at them. The technique in action. The provocation. A rival in a meeting says, "With all due respect, John, that's the most naive idea I've heard all year." The predictable response, voice tight with anger. "It's not naive. You're just not smart enough to understand it." The enigma's response. You slowly turn to face them. Your expression is completely neutral, perhaps with a slight, unreadable smile at the corners of your mouth. You hold their gaze. You say nothing. You let the weight of their own petty insult hang in the air and suffocate them. Then you turn to the leader of the meeting and say, moving on to the financial projections. The effect: you have treated their attack as a piece of irrelevant noise. You have shown everyone that their opinion has zero emotional impact on you. This makes them look small, emotional, and desperate. You have won by refusing to fight. The flattery. A manipulative colleague says, "You are a genius. I could never be as brilliant as you." The predictable response, flustered, pleased, "Oh, it's nothing, really, you're great too." The enigma's response. You meet their gaze with a calm, neutral expression. You give a slight, almost imperceptible nod, and you say, "Thank you," and nothing else. The effect: you have accepted their compliment as a simple statement of fact, not as something you desperately needed to hear. You have not given them the emotional reaction they were hoping for. Their attempt to use flattery as a tool has been neutralized. This is the power of the emotional void. It is a form of strategic disrespect for their attempts to manipulate you. You are disrespecting their power over your emotional state. You are communicating, non-verbally, "Your games do not work on me. You will have to find another puppet." As Machiavelli taught, a prince must never let his subjects know for certain what he is thinking or feeling. His unreadability is the source of his authority. When they cannot read your emotions, they cannot predict your actions. And when they cannot predict your actions, they begin to fear them. Law number 4, the unpredictable cadence. The predictable man lives his life by a rhythm that everyone can hear. He responds to emails within the hour. He answers the phone on the second ring. He is always on time, always reliable, always consistent. He is a perfect, predictable machine. And machines are easily controlled. The predictable man's rhythm. His life has a steady, metronomic beat. Text-instant reply. Request-instant agreement. Problem-instant solution. This consistency makes him a paragon of reliability. It also makes him a servant. The dark psychology of rhythm. When your cadence is perfectly predictable, people learn to play along with it. They know they can send you a request at 4:59 p.m. and you will stay late to deal with it. They know they can dump a problem on you and you will immediately start working on a solution. Your predictability has become their convenience. There is no tension, no anticipation. There is only the certainty of your compliance. The reliable person's mistake. The reliable person believes their consistency is their greatest asset. And in a machine, it is. But in the world of human power dynamics, perfect consistency is a liability. It removes all sense of scarcity and privilege from your actions. The Machiavellian countermove, the strategic disruption of rhythm. The enigma is not unreliable. He is strategically arrhythmic. He understands that disrupting the expected cadence is a powerful way to reclaim authority and recalibrate expectations. The tactical application. The variable response time. This is the simplest and most powerful. You must destroy the expectation of your instant availability. Sometimes, You respond to a text message instantly. Other times, you let it sit for hours, or even a day. The response time is not random. It is strategic. An urgent message from a true ally in your royal chamber gets an instant reply. A non-urgent request from someone in your outer court may wait 24 hours. You are teaching people, through your response time, what their level of priority is in your world. The unexpected no. You are known for being competent and helpful. Then, one day, to a perfectly reasonable request, you give a calm, unapologetic no. I won't be able to handle that. No explanation. The shock of this no, coming from the person who always says yes, is a pattern interrupt of immense power. It forces everyone to reevaluate their assumptions about you. The sudden shift in medium. People are used to emailing you. One day, to an important request, you don't email back. You show up at their office, or you pick up the phone. This disruption of the expected channel communicates urgency and importance on your terms. The strategic silence on a known pattern. A colleague has a habit of making a certain kind of joke. You have always responded with a polite laugh. One day, you respond with a cold void, law number 3. You have just unilaterally changed the terms of your interaction. This is not about being a flake. The enigma always delivers on his core commitments. He is utterly reliable on the things that truly matter. But on the small, daily cadences of interaction, he is a jazz musician, not a metronome. He is unpredictable. As Machiavellian wisdom would suggest, a leader who is perfectly predictable in his tactics will be defeated. It is the general who can surprise his enemy, who can disrupt their expectations of battle, who will win the day. Your daily life is a series of small battles. Stop using the same tactic every time. When your cadence is unpredictable, people stop taking your engagement for granted. Your quick reply becomes a gift, not an expectation. Your yes becomes a privilege, not a given. Your attention becomes a thing they must work for, not a thing they can assume. You have taken back control of the rhythm of your own life. Law number 5, the aura of a hidden purpose. The predictable man is an open book, and his story is simple. He wants the promotion. He wants the girl. He wants the comfortable life. His motivations are transparent, and therefore they are manipulable. The predictable man's motivation. His goals are the same as everyone else's. They are the goals society has given him. Because his purpose is obvious, his actions are predictable. Of course he will work late. He wants the promotion. Of course he will be extra nice to her. He wants her approval. The dark psychology of the obvious goal. When people know what you want, they know how to control you. They can dangle your goal in front of you like a carrot on a stick. Do this extra work, and it will look really good when it's time for promotions. They can threaten your goal. If you don't agree to this, it might hurt your chances with her. Your own ambition becomes the leash they use to lead you. The ambitious person's mistake. The ambitious person often believes that broadcasting their ambition is a sign of drive and passion. They think that by telling everyone what they want, they are manifesting it. What they are actually doing is handing their enemies a detailed list of their vulnerabilities. The Machiavellian countermove, the unspoken mission. The enigma is also ambitious. In fact, he is usually far more ambitious than the predictable man. But his true, ultimate purpose is a secret. It is the core of his black box. He projects an aura of having a hidden, grander purpose that drives his actions. His daily moves do not seem to be connected to the obvious, petty goals of those around him. This makes him deeply unnerving and deeply powerful. The tactical application. Operate on a different timeline. The people around you are thinking about this week's deadline, this month's quota. You must give the impression that you are thinking in terms of years, of decades, of legacy. When they are stressed about a minor setback, your calmness seems to come from a place of higher perspective. It communicates that you are playing a different, longer game. Make moves that seem illogical in the short term. The enigma will sometimes turn down an obvious opportunity. He will walk away from a deal that seems profitable. He will refuse a promotion. To the outside world, these moves are baffling. Why would he do that? But this is the point. These seemingly illogical moves communicate that he is operating based on a different set of criteria, a hidden purpose that they cannot understand. This makes them see him as a master strategist whose game is too complex for them to follow. Show disinterest in petty rewards. The predictable man gets excited about a small bonus, a public compliment, a bit of office gossip. The enigma displays a calm detachment from these things. His lack of interest in the common carrots that motivate. Everyone else signals that he is running on a different kind of fuel. It makes him seem incorruptible and powerful. Your why is a secret. When people ask you why you work so hard, or why you made a certain unconventional choice, you do not reveal your grand mission. You give a simple, elegant, and slightly mysterious answer. Why do you read so much? The predictable man, I want to get promoted to CEO. The enigma, I'm just curious. Why did you turn down that project? The predictable man, long explanation of his career goals. The enigma, it wasn't the right fit. This aura of a hidden purpose is your ultimate shield. When people don't know what your true goal is, they cannot use it to manipulate you. They cannot threaten what they do not understand. They are forced to treat you with a cautious respect because they are always guessing. They see you moving pieces on the board in a way that makes no sense to them, and they assume you are playing a game so advanced that they cannot even comprehend its rules. As Machiavelli would advise, a prince's ultimate intentions must be known only to God and to himself, to his subjects and his enemies. He must be a force of nature, his actions decisive, his motives a mystery. Let them chase the small, obvious prizes. You are playing for the kingdom, and they will never even see you coming. Law number 6, the strategic use of contradiction. The predictable man is a flat character. He is one-dimensional. He is the nice guy. He is the tough guy. He is the smart guy. He is always consistent with this identity, and this consistency is his cage. The predictable man's character. His behavior is easy to map. He acts in accordance with his label. If you know the label, you know the man. The dark psychology of the simple character. Simple characters are easy to manage. They are not complex. They hold no surprises. Dealing with them requires no great effort or strategic thinking. You simply play to their label. Flatter the smart guy's intelligence. Ask the nice guy for a favor. Challenge the tough guy's ego. It works every time. The consistent person's mistake. He believes that being consistent in his persona is a sign of integrity and authenticity. He is proud of being the guy everyone knows is X. He does not realize that his label has become his limitation. It prevents him from acting outside of its narrow boundaries without seeming inauthentic. The Machiavellian counter-move, the embrace of complexity. The enigma is not a flat character. He is a novel. He contains multitudes. He is full of contradictions. And these contradictions are not a sign of confusion. They are a sign of a terrifying and complex power. The tactical application. You must deliberately display traits that contradict your dominant persona. This is not about being erratic. It is about demonstrating depth. If you are known as the ruthless, analytical strategist, you must, at a carefully chosen moment, display an act of unexpected and profound compassion. Perhaps you privately help a struggling colleague, or speak with great passion about a charitable cause. The effect: people are shocked. They thought they had you figured out. The cold-hearted strategist is now also the man with a hidden heart. He is no longer a simple character. He is complex. He is dangerous, because his actions can no longer be predicted by his label. If you are known as the warm, empathetic, nice guy, you must, at a critical moment of disrespect or incompetence, Display an act of ice-cold, surgical ruthlessness. You shut someone down in a meeting with a calm but final word. You make a hard decision that is logically correct but emotionally difficult. The effect: people are stunned. They thought you were a sheep. They have just seen the glint of the wolf's teeth. Your niceness is no longer seen as a weakness. It is now seen as a choice, a tool you choose to use. This makes your kindness infinitely more valuable and your displeasure infinitely more feared. If you are known as the quiet, intellectual observer, you must, at the right social gathering, be unexpectedly charming, funny, and the life of the party. The effect: you shatter the loner or arrogant box they have put you in. You demonstrate that your quietness is a choice, not a social deficiency. These strategic contradictions are what create a truly enigmatic aura. People are drawn to complexity. It fascinates them. When they cannot put a simple label on you, they cannot dismiss you. They must constantly pay attention, constantly reevaluate. You have forced them to see you not as a character, but as a force. As Machiavelli knew, the most successful leaders in history were masters of contradiction. They were both feared and loved, both generous and cruel, both lions and foxes. They were not one thing. They were everything the situation demanded. Stop being a simple character in a complex world. Embrace your own contradictions. Be the strategist with a poet's heart. Be the warrior with a philosopher's mind. Be the enigma that they can never, ever solve. Law number 7. The power of the unreadable gaze. This is the final law, the one that ties all the others together. It is the physical manifestation of your new, enigmatic self. Your eyes. The predictable man's eyes are an open window to his soul. They show his fear, his excitement, his anxiety, his need for approval. You can read his entire emotional state in a single glance. The predictable man's gaze. It is shifty and avoids contact when insecure. It is wide and pleading when seeking approval. It is narrowed and emotional when angry. His eyes are traitors. The dark psychology of the gaze. Eye contact is the most primal form of human connection and confrontation. The person who can hold a gaze without flinching is perceived as dominant. The person who looks away first is perceived as subordinate. This is a subconscious, animalistic dance of power. The friendly person's mistake. The friendly person uses soft, constantly smiling eyes. They are trying to communicate warmth and non-threat. What they often communicate is a desire to please and a lack of serious authority. The Machiavellian countermove, the gaze of the observer. The enigma's gaze is his most powerful and unsettling weapon. It is not an angry glare. It is not a friendly smile. It is a calm, steady, and unreadable gaze. The gaze of a predator studying its prey. The gaze of a king observing his court. The gaze of a player studying the chessboard. The technique of the unreadable gaze. Stillness. Your eyes do not dart around nervously. They are still. When you are listening to someone, your gaze is locked on them, but it is a relaxed lock. You are not staring aggressively. You are observing with absolute focus. Neutrality. You must train the muscles around your eyes to not betray your emotion. No squinting in anger. No widening in surprise. Your expression is one of calm, detached neutrality. This is the source of the unsettling feeling people get. They are pouring their emotional story out to you, and your face is giving them nothing back. The strategic break. You do not break eye contact because you are uncomfortable. You break it as a conscious choice. You might look away for a moment to a point in the distance, as if considering a deeper thought, and then bring your gaze back. This communicates that your mind is working on a level beyond the immediate conversation. The Mona Lisa smile. The most advanced technique is to combine the neutral gaze with a very slight, almost imperceptible smile at the corners of your mouth. Not a real smile. A hint of one. This is utterly disorienting. It can be interpreted as confidence, amusement, or pity. The other person has no idea what you are thinking. and it will drive them crazy. When you master this gaze, your very presence becomes a power move. You can control the tension in a room without saying a word. You can shut down a disrespectful comment with a single, held look. You can make people feel like they are being X-rayed, their true motives laid bare. As Machiavelli would say, a prince's gaze should be his first line of both defense and attack. It should communicate that he sees everything, that he is not easily fooled, and that his judgment is always watching. Your eyes are the gatekeepers of your mystery. Stop letting them betray you. Train them. Discipline them. Turn them into the two most powerful weapons you possess. Phase 4. The vision of transformation and identity choice. The book is now closed. The pages are no longer available for the world to read and to rip. You have seen the curse of being understood, the tyranny of being transparent, the profound, strategic power that lies in mystery. You now stand before two doors. Behind the first door is the familiar room of the predictable man. It is a bright room, well lit. Everyone can see you. Everyone knows you. It is comfortable. It is safe. And it is a cage. You will live your life in that box, liked by some, managed by all, and a mystery to no one, least of all yourself. Behind the second door is a shadow. It is the path of the enigma. It is a path of discipline, of control, of quiet power. It is not a path for everyone. It requires you to let go of the drug of constant validation. It requires you to be willing to be misunderstood. It requires you to find your confidence not in the approval of others, but in the depths of your own unreadable soul. Most people are terrified of that shadow. They will spend their entire lives standing in the bright, sterile light of their own transparency, wondering why they feel so small. But you have stayed. You have listened. The shadow is not calling to you as a threat. It is calling to you as a home. You are ready to become the mystery. Phase 5. The concluding reinforcement and call to action. Do not seek to be understood. Seek to be effective. Do not seek to be known. Seek to be respected. Do not be an open book. Be the author that no one can predict. Your story is yours. Your plans are yours. Your power is yours. Stop giving it away. If this video has opened your eyes to the power you've been leaking, then seal the leak. Smash that like button. Share this forbidden knowledge with someone who is still living their life as an open book. And subscribe for more masterclasses in the art of strategic power. Now, for your final, enigmatic declaration, leave this truth in the comments below. I am the mystery that they will never solve. Remember, they can only play you if they can read you. So, give them nothing to read. Give them nothing to predict. Give them only your results. And let them wonder, forever, how you did it.